Good afternoon, YouTube. It's man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Wrestling Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, yesterday we had a passing of a legend, I would say, one of the greatest wrestlers that ever competed in the sport of professional wrestling. This man, I used to grow up watching him, wrestle from organizations that's been just he was just one of those great guys. And it's just sad when I heard about his death, and the circumstances of it. And this is one man you might know better as the bad guy, aka Razor Ramon, aka the Diamond Stud, or just simply Mr. Scott Hall. Now, Scott Oliver Hall was born October of 20th, 1958, and he was originally born in St. Mary's County, Baltimore. Now, he got into wrestling around about the 80s, and he wrestled for different organizations, AEW, NWA, a long list of them. I mean, he was just that guy. He had a look that kind of reminds you of a Tom Selleck, kind of a McTier thing. And for one point during his career, he was tag team partners with the great late Kurt Hennig. Kurt was better known as Mr. Perfect, and he wrestled with several different friends. He was with Superfly Jimmy Snooker, and he was hanging here with Mark Callis, aka the Undertaker. You know, and after a while, he changed persona. He became working with Diamond Dallas Page. He became the Diamond Stud. He was kind of like the hitman enforcer for Diamond Dallas, and he did that for a while with WCW for a minute, and then eventually he left around about '92, and then he became a new character, Razor Ramon. And Razor Ramon. He was supposed to be a Cuban immigrant, but actually Scott Hall was Italian. But people dark hair and like that. Some people in his complexion. People can't know the difference. But he based the idea on Tony Montana, another actor who played a Cuban, that was Al Pacino. And he kind of got it through. Back then, a lot of wrestlers had to get a gimmick, but he was best known for his move, the Razor's Edge. He used that move as killer. I mean, it was just crucifixion of a person. And he's wrestled several times, especially for the Intercontinental Championship. He wrestled Bret Hart for it, and he lost, and then eventually, he got the opportunity to wrestle for it again. When the title was vacated by the Heartbreak Kid. He wrestled for that in WrestleMania in the famous ladder match, and him and Shawn Michaels were good friends, and this was an opportunity for both of them. Well, remember that Michaels came back after he was suspended, and he wrestled Razor for the title in the ladder match. They had two ladder matches, another ladder match after that, but this one was just the first. It was the plan. Now you have the ladders, tables, and chairs like Dudley Boys and the Hardys and Edge and Christian did. And it was a great opportunity for him. He wrestled a few times for the heavyweight title, but he never got it. He never got that push. But he was often known as a tag team partner with the 1-2-3 Kid, aka X Pac, and also good friends with Big Diesel. Even though they were rivalry, but they were good friends backstage. But around about '97, he left WWF, and he started joined up with his good friends Kevin Nash, and they started the New World Order, the Outsiders, and along with Hulk Hogan, which it may premiere around about, I think, '97. I think, was it SummerSlam? No, what's the same? What was no, what was SummerSlam? I'm thinking of WWE. What was that? I forgot the name of the. I think it was the Bash at the Beach, and then they brought in X Pac, and he was part of that. And the group kind of grew. You had people like Kirk Hennig got involved in it, because him and Kirk Hennig were friends for a long time. And then so many other people got involved with it. But then eventually what happened was the NWO broke off. You had the NWO, the red and the white, and you had the red and white, and you had the red and you had the white and black NWO. And in part of that group is also you had the Giant joined for a minute. Also you had Sting for a good part. And then this was when about the 2000s, as WCW went out of business, and it was bought out by WWF, which was back then, I think, it was turned to WWE, and he wrestled there for a good while. He wrestled against like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he had great matches, and he did pretty good for a while. But then by 10, he was kind of falling off because of his demons. He often drank, and that was the one thing. Those demons really hampered him from really kind of climbing up on the ladder in professional wrestling. And he later also hooked up with TNA, which is a totally nonstop, totally nonstop association. That was the used to be back in the TNA, and you became Impact Wrestling. And he's still good friends with people like Diamond Dallas Page and Jake the Snake Roberts, who's probably one of the great Intercontinental champions in the from the Attitude Era. And him and Kevin Nash, their friendship was like a lifetime. They were like brothers, being on the road together. As you know, back in around the um, '96, that's when they had the big leave. Him and Nash and Hall had the big leave. Remember, it's not shown, but it's like you can find videos of him. It was him, uh, Kevin Nash, the 1-2-3 Kid, and Shawn Michaels all in the ring together. And he kept on. Even though he was no longer professional wrestling, he was still doing autograph signings and everything else. And right about 2014, he got inducted into the WWF WWE Hall of Fame. And it was I missed it. I forgot. By then, I wasn't watching wrestling that much. But I remember I saw a video where he said that bad times go. Bad times carry on, but bad guys, they never end. I mean, he was the bad guy, and his relationship with Triple H and Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels and X Pac was the greatest relationship in the world. I mean, and eventually the NWO got into the Hall of Fame, I think last year, and that was a while ago. And and he inspired groups like the Generation X. I remember a while back when there was a thing where Generation X was trying to get to WCW, trying to say, and Triple H was saying, "Let my PP go." We were trying to get the it was a little rivalry with WWE and WCW, and his being friends with guys like Triple H and Kevin Nash was just great. I mean, they traveled the road together, and it's just so much. But Kevin Nash left a message. So this message says, "Scott's on the life support. Once his family is in place, they will discontinue the life support. I'm going to lose the one person in this planet I have spent more of my life with than anyone else. My heart is broken, and I am so very fuck fucking sad. I love Scott with all my heart, but now I have to prepare for my life without him in the present. I've been blessed to have a friend that took me at face value, and I him. When we jumped to WCW, we didn't care who liked or hated us. We had each other's with the smooth Barry Bloom. We changed wrestling both in content and pay for those. A lot that disliked us. We were the outsiders, but we had each other. Scott always felt he wasn't worth of the afterlife. Well, God, please have some gold-plated toothpicks for my brother. My life was enriched with his take on life. He wasn't perfect, but as always said, the last perfect person to walk the planet, they nailed him to a cross. As he prepared for life without him, as we prepare life for without him, just remember there goes a great guy. You ain't going to see any another one like him. See you down the road, Scott. I couldn't love a human being any more than I do you. And that is so sad. I mean, this is from the real Kevin Nash. And we growing up, I was a big. I like Riz Ramon. I mean, he was the whole throwing two picks. He's the back guy. It was just classic wrestling back in the day. I mean, I miss those old school wrestling. And he was a great man. Even though, like I said, he had demons. He leaves behind. He married quite a few times, but leaves behind a son and a daughter. And my hearts go out to his children and the rest of his family, his friends, the people I know him. As you know, he's been a multiple time Intercontinental champion. He's been tag team champion. A couple times he ran for the for the heavyweight world championship for a few times, but he never get that push. And he wrestled from, like I said, organizations from NWA, AWA, WCW, WE, TNA. He need New Japan Wrestling. He's been all over the world, everything. But this was a great guy. He was a legend. And I think a lot of people like Kevin Nash, Triple H, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, all the people he had impacted during his life are going to miss him. And us fans, myself as a fan, will miss him too. So, and also I'm going to dedicate this video to my brothers. We used to watch her, XAKuchi23, Miss Fishiana, my sister, and my man, the coach. Because we also were fans of this man. We loved professional wrestling when it was wrestling, not wrestling, wrestling. RASSLIN. But like I said, I want to say this to Miss Man. So I want to say one more good night to the bad guy. So thank you, Mr. Hall, for entertaining us and being just a legend. So rest in peace to the bad guy. It's me all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Wrestling Talk. Don't subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out. Good night, bad guy.